All right, I want to tell you guys the best tools for doing the flooring. That's been my biggest help. All right, here.
You recording?
It's recording now. All right, stay close.
I know, I'm not going anymore.
All right, so first I make this piece, a scrap out of the flooring. Forget those plastic tapping blocks. This has to go in there perfect like this. That's tool number one. You make this. You cut this piece, you make that. You put a little piece on the back so it's raised a little bit. You don't want it down flat. Raised a little bit, that works great. Then a rubber flooring mallet. If you don't have one, I don't know, but it's helpful. These everybody can get. This thing here is just $14. You find it at every hardware store. Pry bar. Pry bar you need for along walls to wedge and pry. And then a hammer. I like a longer hammer because it gets a nice slide. You let it slide on the floor like this. All right, let me install this line. I'll show you how the method that works best. This here, that line, don't overlap it, don't let it gap. It's got to be perfect. This stuff is micro precision milled. You got to start with a laser beam straight line. If your thing's waving like a snake, you're doomed to a horrible installation. And you're going to fix it anyways. So I used wedges along the wall to make sure it stayed perfectly straight. Once you get a decent distance, it starts keeping itself true and square. Okay, here. First you do your seams. Make sure it touches perfect. Not too much, not too little. Tap it in. Go easy. If you don't like it, maybe it's too tight. Like this feels like it's a little too tight. There. That went in right. Then you take your scrap piece, you turn it over from the face. That sets it perfect and flat. Then you go along like this. This guy is here if you have a little raised spot. This guy right here, that does your convincing for you. Not the hard hammer, no. No. This does the convincing. All right, what else? Keep moving along. This is why I like a long hammer. Boom. And you got to make sure it's in there nice before you start tapping. Those lips are very, very precarious. And if you start from too far, you'll break it and mush it over. Then you give it a few love taps. Make sure it's starting to set up in place. Think of it like a zipper. You're going up and you're closing the zipper. Boom. This over here, I see a lip on it. A little convincing. There it is, just saw it move in. All right, let's do another one. And then you can make it. This is the most important part of the job. Making the cuts and things, everybody's gonna figure them out themselves, but this is the most important to get stuff started. Rubber mallet, make sure it lines up. Laser beam perfect. There, I love that, boom. Then you make sure that's in there. No crumbs. You can't have no crumbs in there. One little piece of sawdust is enough to keep it from not wanting to go in. Especially if something's hard, like a little piece of the cement, forget about it. You're never closing it. And if you do close it, you're gonna regret it because you gotta deal with it later. Boom, in, smooth. Nice, smooth. It snaps together really good if you got everything straight and perfect. Well, this is another part of the job making the cuts. You have the square, so you cut along it, snap it. All you need to install this floor is a jigsaw and a knife and a square. And these hammers. Make sure it's happy, don't force nothing. You just little taps. If you force it, you will regret it. Like, I'm not too keen on this right now. There it goes. It's nice. It's happy. I give it a little that way motion. Boom. In. Smooth. Nice. Drive it all home. Boom. That's it.
Oh, this thing was a recording.
I'm gonna record this. Me choking you. Okay. That's it. So I put these. First I brought it up. It was a pretty good sheetrock wall. So I brought it up to there, and I stuck my shims in to fill the void, to keep it square. After I get installed for a while, I'm gonna make sure there's an expansion joint in there, wherever it's touching. Like right here is touching. Right here is touching. I gotta push this out a tiny bit with the pry bar so that we got a space. Keep yourself a 1/4 inch gap all around, because this type of flooring is just a big puzzle piece. You gotta pinch it down with molding all around, all the edges. I caulk doorways where it meets marble saddles. Uh-oh. See this one? Because we cut at the fireplace, this one is close to here, we gotta take it off. We gotta start with a new cut, either a bigger piece or a smaller piece. That's good that we noticed this, because look, boom.
Oh, this one.
Yes, we were cutting at the wall and bringing the small piece down here. All right, no biggie. Let's back it up a little bit, and I'm gonna cut this piece down just a little bit so that, oh, and when you end to walls, when you come to walls, try not to let your wall pieces be shorter than 6 inches if you can, because sometimes from people walking on them, they'll pop off and slide under the molding and leave a gap. All right, have fun installing this. It's not easy. It's not hard. You can make it easy if you start off good.